guys, welcome back to another video. We have a special guest today.
Hi.
Nicole from Banana TV. Yay!
Woohoo! So happy to have you here.
Oh man, thank you so much for having me.
You're very
Our pleasure.
welcome.
So happy to be here.
So this is another mukbang and we have raw on this side. Beautiful raw fruits. And we're going to do our usual cooked lunch.
But it's all high carb and it's all vegan.
Absolutely. So we got some brown rice, we got lentils, corn. What are they called?
Enoki mushrooms and some golden flax meal on top with some soy sauce.
It's super simple, not fussing today, but we were so excited to have a chat with Nicole.
Yes, and
So-
Nicole's got an array of tropical fruits.
Much more exciting than what we're eating.
So we've got papaya.
Papaya, mangosteen, what are these called? Sapodillas?
Yeah.
Sapodilla. In St. Martin we call them mess apples. Dragon fruit and lychees or
Ooh,
lychees?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Let the feast begin.
I am so hungry.
Yeah.
Me too.
Go for it. All right. So we start with the soy sauce bottle of death. You guys know the drill. You gotta watch all the spotting.
Yeah, and just for the record, it smells so good in here. I mean, it looks simple, but when I walked in, man, it smells so good in here.
I'm looking at all that fruit and I'm
Well,
Good.
I'm jealous too. Like I like what we've got, but looking at all that colourful fruit.
you guys can have if you don't mind mixing.
Yeah. I don't know. Mushrooms with mangosteen. So, and you have to excuse the pot. We only have 2 plates, so.
It's minimalist living here.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
It makes entertaining for guests interesting
Oh yeah.
to see how creative we can get with cutlery and utensils.
Good.
So, if you haven't seen Nicole's channel, it's called Banana TV, and she runs the channel together with her partner Kaylee from the island of Saint Martin.
Yeah, we're from St. Martin. I grew up there. A lot of people think St. Martin is in Hawaii, but it's not. It's in the Caribbean. It's a really tiny island in the Caribbean, and the reason a lot of people don't know where it is because it's so tiny and it's not even on some of the maps. But yeah, that's where we're from. I've lived there my whole life.
So hold on. You live on an island, and you're vegan.
If you want to get an appreciation for what Saint Martin looks like, check out some of the videos on Nicole's channel. It is amazing. It's like your tropical island dream destination.
We are so jealous.
Oh,
Like,
the water and the sand and the coconut palm trees. Yeah, think postcard, and that's where Nicole lives.
You guys gotta come down and visit us though. Like I know it's
One
a
day.
crazy flight, but one day.
Yeah.
It took you 48 hours, didn't it, to fly from Saint
Yeah.
Martin to Chiang Mai?
Yeah, 38, almost 40.
Almost
Wow.
40, yeah.
Including layovers and stuff, but yeah,
2 days.
it's a lot of traveling.
So.
How long have you guys had the channel now? It's 3 years?
I think so. Yeah. I think 2013 was our first video.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were saying before, almost 800 videos.
That's incredible.
That's all. I mean, if you
That's
think we've
so
got,
much.
I think, 460, and sure, you guys have had the channel, I think 12 months, approximately longer than we have,
Yeah.
but you've still got almost 800 videos. So prolific content creators,
Yeah.
Nicole and Kaylee are.
Yeah, and we love these girls because they just, you guys, you step it up. You up the bar. You know, it's
Beautiful
like,
role models
Yeah.
for young women, absolutely, and that's why we love Kaylee and Nicole as much as we do, because they're just spreading the most positive message possible to young women all around the world. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you for doing what you guys do.
It's incredible. And one of the things we love about your channel so much, and that really got us interested in watching it, is that you guys do all these experiments. Which is very different to every other channel because you're willing to put your body on the line, girl. Yeah?
Well, I can't really take the credit for those experiments. Oops. Legacy down.
There goes one.
Kaylee has really been the one who's put her body through those crazy challenges, but I did witness them, and yeah, they're crazy. I don't know. should I say what they are?
Yeah, tell us about
so,
the salt experiment.
So
That's mind blowing.
That was seriously painful to watch.
It was, wasn't it?
yeah, that one was tough.
What did that involve?
So the salt experiment was basically just to show people the effects that salt have on our bodies, because so many people don't realize, but it really, really does affect us in a big way. And what Kaylee did was she dedicated 2 weeks, and she consumed the average.
Average daily salt intake of an American.
Exactly.
That's what she did.
That's what she did. And so she did that for 2 whole weeks, the average salt intake of like an average American. And she basically, shows you every single day what she's eating, and then she shows you the results of it and what she goes through. And I won't give you all the details, because then you should go over to the channel and check it out. It's a lot more fun to watch the whole series. But yeah, it's pretty amazing what happens.
It's incredible, because a lot of people think, oh, you know, it's just salt, but you can see the physically you can see the difference. And this is the thing that we always talk about, like when it's in your diet you don't notice it, and then you take it out and you notice the difference. Then you put it back in and it's like, oh my god, how did I live this way?
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Kaylee. And we were watching it going, oh, don't do it, Kaylee, don't do it, you know.
Yeah.
It was
It was crazy. It was torture for her, and it's just crazy. I don't want to give away everything, but
you got to watch it, guys. Seeing is believing.
It was insane.
Yeah. And of course, Kaylee was using added table salt.
Right, like she wasn't. It wasn't just like, you know, soy sauce or whatever was in, you know, packaged meals or whatever. It was straight up adding like table salt.
Yeah, and people say, oh, but doesn't the body need sodium? Absolutely, but all of the food here, all of these whole plant foods contain naturally occurring sodium. So you're getting all the sodium you need from your whole plant foods. You don't need added sodium. So yeah, sure, this does have sodium, but you could see, you know, it's very sparingly that we apply it, and we only apply it at lunch. We don't have anything at breakfast or at dinner.
Yeah.
So
now the other thing is, if you're a new vegan and you know salt is vegan, yes. So by all means, you can knock yourself out, have as much salt as you want, right? Don't get us all. You're orthorexic. Have as much salt as you want. What this experiment just showed was the impact it has on your body. So it's important to keep that in mind.
So like if you're already vegan and, you know, weight loss is a concern for you and you've sort of looked at all aspects of your diet and you're not sure where you're going wrong, salt can be one of those things that can add extra water weight that you're not even aware of.
Yeah. And if you are struggling to stay on a plant-based diet, by all means, use as much salt as you want to make sure that you enjoy your food and you stay vegan for life.
Yes, that's the most important
That's the most important thing, so...
Yeah. It's mostly for people that are struggling with weight loss. It's really good to like know that, you know, you're not gaining weight. You're gaining water weight mostly. And just to know the effects, and it's cool that Kaylee did the experiment for us. But it's kind of cool to do a little experiment yourself and just, you know, see if like how salt affects you, just so that you know, like, you know, when I eat this, I'm not gaining fat, because a lot of people come to the lifestyle and think that they're gaining, you know, fat on just fruits and vegetables or whatever, when it could just be like the
that
salt
you're adding all the salt on your potatoes at night or something. Now, I have a disclaimer. I've just realised I've been looking in this corner of the camera, because that's the way we usually have our camera.
Oh no,
you've been doing the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
I knew you would be.
I'm kind of looking everywhere.
So, okay, we're all looking over there.
Okay.
Which means if you think we've like gone cross-eyed or something, or we're completely ignoring you, we're not. We just have no idea. The camera was the other way around.
Yeah.
You were doing it too?
Yeah.
So we're going to be like looking at
it's on the opposite side.
Oh gosh.
And then there was another experiment that comes to mind, Nicole. The experiment you did with your mum, Yuki, a 30-day transformation challenge. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we basically took my mom and did everything for her. And she was basically on the standard American diet, and we just overnight turned her into a high-carb raw vegan. And we fed her every day. We made sure she was drinking like the right amounts. My grandma's telling me to.
She was eating cooked food too, as well as raw food, wasn't she?
Yeah, it was kind of like raw tofu. fruits in the morning, and then cooked in the, I probably think cooked for
Lunch and dinner,
yeah,
I think,
more
from what I remember.
lunch and dinner. And yeah, in 30 days, she goes through this huge transformation, and like her energy was amazing. She lost weight. Her face, even everyone was saying that her face was glowing and she looked younger. And
You got to see the before and after photos. It's amazing.
They're amazing.
And also she does before and after blood work, doesn't she?
yeah, she did. She became heart attack proof. She lowered her cholesterol. Yeah, it was amazing, and it just in 1 month being on
30 days.
Yeah. 30 days.
Yeah, we loved following
It
that
was so
experiment,
good.
didn't we?
It was so good. And the beauty of it is that, like, people, sometimes when you're watching videos, I'm conscious where I'm looking now, and people don't believe you because, oh, well, what do you know? You're just on YouTube. If you haven't experienced it yourself, it's almost like people don't believe it. But you were able to use your mum and show them in real time, this is what the transformation can be. So it's just so powerful, because even like you watch a documentary or you read a book, a lot of people just go, well, yeah, but I don't know. They don't believe it almost. But to see Yuki go through that.
Yeah.
And she complemented the change in diet with the addition of exercise to her lifestyle as well, didn't she?
Yeah, because she just has so much more energy. So she's just so happy every day, and even her, and like she works, and the people that she works with was telling her that she's a different person to work with.
Yeah.
She's just so energetic and nice to be around.
Yeah. And that energy comes from eating more calories from high carbohydrate foods.
Because
So people are eating their standard diet at the moment, which is typically high fat and high protein, and they don't typically feel energetic. And so then they're like, well, I don't feel like adding exercise to my lifestyle. But as soon as you change the diet and you're getting more energy of the right clean sources from your food, that energy comes to you naturally. And then all of a sudden, exercising feels like something that you could do and want to do, rather than like, where am I going to find the energy to do that?
Exactly.
And before the transformation that we did with her, she was eating so much less. And that was one of the struggles with, like, in the challenge. It was trying to get her to eat more, and she just didn't understand that she was eating so much and she was so full all the time. And we were, like, I wouldn't say forcing, but we were, like, really getting her to eat more than she was used to eating. And
yet she lost weight.
And she was losing weight, and she just didn't understand.
Yeah, people are still stuck in the calorie restriction mindset that if I want to lose weight, I have to restrict calories. But if we look around the world with obesity rates skyrocketing and everyone dieting and restricting their calories, we clearly just have to go, well, that doesn't work. We have to change the source of those calories. And so, I mean, Yuki just must have had her mind blown, eating more but losing weight.
She talked about it every day. She's like, I don't get it. Like, she doesn't
I think that's the thing that people struggle with most coming to this lifestyle. Certainly the clients that we've worked with, same thing. It's like, you got to eat more, but they're pulling back. They're struggling to accept that new reality. And then when they do, it's like, oh, the chains are broken. The chains of dieting and pulling you down into this mindset of less is what I need. It's very powerful.
It is literally life-changing. I mean, they're words that are thrown around a lot, but this is where it actually applies. Life-changing.
Oh yeah. That's one of the main things that attracted me to this lifestyle. Just being able to eat as much as you want, because I came from a past where, like, I was always trying to lose weight. I was always up and down with my weight, and in order to keep a kind of lean, fit-looking figure, I had to calorie restrict and train like crazy. But on this lifestyle, I'm like eating as much as I want, and it's like, oh man, life-changing.
Yeah, because your story, Nicole's story, is amazing. Like, you want to talk about transformation?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because your mum did it for 30 days, but you've been on this lifestyle now for 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, I think, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
3
years high carb.
And you were like, not only dieting, but you were taking pills and...
Oh man,
you did every diet imaginable, right?
Yeah, I did like probably any diet you can think of. I've done it or heard of it or tried it. I've done diet pills, like those energy caffeine pills that make you like, your heart rate is really fast so that you're burning fat when you're resting. Some crazy pills that were like not even allowed in some countries because of how dangerous they were.
Really?
Wow.
And you
And
took them?
Yeah.
Because that's how desperate you were to lose
Yeah,
weight.
oh yeah. I can name them. I think one is called Reductil, but it's like a crazy pill that's like off the markets now. But that's how desperate I was to lose weight because like nothing was working, and I was like literally had no like out. I was just gonna keep gaining weight, and I just felt like. And I've actually had moments where I was thinking, you know what, I'm probably gonna have to have surgery at some point because I keep gaining weight and I don't know what to do anymore. Diet's not working, and then the diet pill stopped working.
Yeah, and that is a huge trend at the moment. People getting various forms of gastric bypass surgery
insane.
to essentially reduce the size of their stomach in one way or another, so that they can only accommodate less food.
Yeah, it's a lifetime of starvation.
But you know what? It's not. It's extremely invasive on the body. Any form of surgery is. I mean, they're literally. I mean, depending on the type of surgery, but they're cutting your stomach. I mean, whoa! So that comes with a whole host of risks. And then we've been contacted by people who have had gastric bypass surgeries, and they're saying it hasn't fixed any of their problems at all. They haven't been able to lose weight, and now they're also facing nutritional deficiencies because
your stomach's so small, you can only eat a tiny amount of food.
Yeah.
So you don't have access to enough calories to actually get what you need. And the reason they're probably still gaining weight is because these mushrooms are slimy. Is because
gaining weight or unable to lose the weight they were hoping they would.
Because your body is starving. If you can only eat like, I don't know, say 1,200 calories, for example, that's not enough. So your body needs to hold on to that because it's hungry.
Yeah.
So you're going to find it harder to the body's going to find it harder basically to let those calories go.
Yeah.
But you eat sufficient calories, the body says, yes, I'm going to get what I need every meal, every day.
And from the right sources, because the people have the surgery, they don't change the source of the calories that they are eating.
Yeah.
And so they're still eating high fat, high protein animal products, and that's when the body,
Exactly. So it's a big mess. So you've got yourself out of that. And now you eat heaps and... do you know how much weight you've lost?
Yeah, I think it was 30 to 40 pounds.
Wow.
Because I go up and down, it depends. But I'm like 125, 120, 125 right now, and I was 160.
Wow.
Yeah. And this girl eats.
Oh man,
She
I
eats.
eat. I think I eat more than anyone I know. Maybe Kaylee eats more than me.
Kaylee eats.
We've eaten with Kaylee before.
Kaylee, you're sick.
I think Kaylee probably eats more.
Kaylee's leaner than I am.
Yeah, she is.
That's probably why.
I remember she was dipping a burger into a curry. And then she had rice and noodles, and we're like, oh my god, like we eat a lot, but geez, girl, that's...
She'd have like baguette with spaghetti inside the baguette. That's how many carbs she would have.
Wow. That reminds me of Joey Carpstrong. He came over for dinner the other night. We've been entertaining this week, which is great. And Joey was saying he's been eating whole foods now, just exclusively whole foods for quite a while. And recently he ate more in a week, calorie-wise, from whole foods than he has ever before. And he continued to lose weight.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not the number of calories, as we always say on this channel, it is the source of those calories because not all calories are utilised equally.
Yeah. And just to clarify, that doesn't mean you can eat 20,000 calories in a day and not gain weight, obviously. But the great thing about focusing on whole foods is that they are self-limiting. You can only eat so much brown rice and lentils. You can only eat so much fruit.
Your satiation will be triggered at some point.
Exactly.
And if you eat beyond satiation, well, it doesn't really matter what you eat. Eventually, if you're doing that meal after meal, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, okay, that's going to lead to weight gain.
Yeah, our world is like trying to suppress our hunger, and our appetite, and trying to get us to eat less. But like, we're hungry for a reason.
Exactly.
That's it. The hunger drive keeps us alive, as Dr. John McDougall says. There's no amount of cheating that hunger drive.
Yeah.
You just got to give in, satisfy it, but with the right
kind
calories.
of food.
Yeah. So, I say this every mukbang. It's so hard to eat and talk.
Yes.
It
is.
That's crazy.
And just sticking with your transformation story, Nicole, before coming to Thailand, maybe was it a month or so before arriving, you competed in your first half Iron. Is it an Iron Man or an Iron Woman or?
It's called an Iron Man. It should be called, I guess, Iron Person.
Very sexist, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. A lot of people complain about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, first half Iron Man. And yeah, man, it was awesome, and like super easy for a high carver.
Could you have done that 5 years ago?
Oh, no way. Before I came to this lifestyle, I think my first 10K was on this lifestyle, and I had never done more than that before. And because I had so much energy and so many like good food and carbs in my body, I said, okay, I'm gonna go for a 10K.
Yeah.
And then that was like, I don't know, maybe the first couple months of being on this lifestyle, I just felt like my body wanted to do it. And
that's awesome.
yeah, now I'm doing triathlons, half Ironmans.
It's brilliant.
There's nothing that this lifestyle can't help you achieve, is it? You know, particularly in terms of physical endeavours, physical pursuits.
So another interesting experiment, which is also ties into this lifestyle. You know, we always focus on hydration. Water is so important.
Sleep, water, sugar, as the mantra goes.
And so Kaylee did a water experiment where basically, like, she was talking about how women and children all around the world have to go and walk to collect their water every single day, and they're walking extremely long distances.
Well, I think like the average is 6 kilometres. I could be wrong. For the average, that's the average distance that women around the world, women and girls around the world, have to walk on a daily basis.
Is that what it is?
Yep,
Yeah.
I believe from recalling Kaylee's experiment.
6 or 8
around,
years.
Yeah.
And they have to forego education in the case of the girls.
Yeah. And they're carrying, like, they're not driving there, they're walking there, often barefoot, and they're carrying these tubs of water back to their home.
And the worst thing is, yes, we all need water to survive, but they don't know whether the water they're collecting is going to end up being the cause of their death.
Yeah,
because
it's dirty.
It's dirty, or it's unsanitary, it's bacteria laden. And the thing that stood out for me, Kaylee just kept reiterating, half the world's hospital beds are full from people from water-related diseases because
That's
they're basically
extraordinary.
drinking dirty water.
Like, just think about that for a minute.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
This
So-
is a huge global problem.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys did it to raise awareness also, not only about what so many people in the world have to do to get clean water, but where the clean water that does exist is going.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is animal agriculture.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaylee did an amazing job with that, and it was again all her. And
What did she have to do? Because I think we didn't talk about.
No, you jumped in.
No, I'm just so excited. It's such a great experiment. You've got to check out Kaylee's Walk for Water.
Yeah.
Do it. So what she did was, I think it was a week. This one was a week, and this was our latest experiment. And we completely cut all the taps off in our house. We had no water, and Kaylee, by herself, without the help of me, that's how she wanted to do it, because that's what these ladies do, these young girls do, walked to collect our water for eating, for showering, for using the bathroom, everything we use water for, she collected. And she collected it barefoot. She walked barefoot to get it.
And this was water for you and Kaylee and your 4 pets.
Kaylee and our pets, our household, our dishes, yeah, she was pooping in a bucket because she didn't want. She had to saving that water counted. Every drop counted. And
It makes no sense though, does it?
No.
Defecating in clean water.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, and the thing is, like, I wasn't allowed to help her get any of the water. So, yeah, she carried it all by herself. I don't remember how much it was. It was like 5 gallons at a time she would bring home. I forgot what the distance was too, but it was like maybe.
She was like physically broken. Like, that was really
Oh
hard.
my
That
God.
that was awful to watch.
It was
like,
so painful.
Yeah.
Because that's about 20 litres, the conversion is from 5 gallons, which is about 20 kilograms.
Yeah.
So walking with a 20 kilogram jug of water,
And-
barefoot,
Yeah, and we were just
6 Ks.
saying that Kaylee's tinier than I am, and yeah, carrying all that by herself.
That was hard. How was that for you to watch?
It was really tough, like in the beginning especially, but one thing that I kept in mind and that made it okay was that Kaylee's doing this as a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is her choice to do that, but then there's so many people that have to do it. Like they don't have the choice. It's life or this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that made it a lot easier. A lot easier to see the pain that Kaylee was going in. And yeah, she's choosing to do this. Like she can stop whenever she wants. And
That was a real eye opener.
It was.
Yeah, and she got a lot of attention by the media as well, which was awesome to see. And then just raising awareness of this issue that we don't think about it. I mean, you just turn on the tap and you have your shower, you fill up your water bottles. We talk about the hydration station. That is it's just
we just take for granted, don't we?
It's
Turn it on
absolutely.
and out it comes.
Yeah.
forever. You just turn it on and it'll run forever.
Until it doesn't. So biggest waste of or biggest user of water in the world is animal agriculture. If we want to save water, we have to stop eating animals.
And not only is it the biggest user of fresh water, but it's also the biggest polluter of fresh water. So much of, if not all, the sewage from 150 billion animals that we raise and murder for food every year worldwide goes untreated into our waterways. And so it's polluting the groundwater, all our rivers and streams, and ultimately the seas and oceans.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. We gotta stop.
It's catastrophic. We're destroying the lungs and arteries of the earth because they produce, more than half the oxygen that we breathe. We're killing ourselves through our dietary choices.
It's insane. It's really insane.
It is
It
insane.
actually is.
If we view it as anything but insanity, we're crazy.
We're crazy either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are our main experiments, right? We touched on the transformation, the salt, and the walk for water.
Yeah.
And your transformation as well.
Yeah.
What's next? Do you have another experiment up your sleeve?
Kaylee does.
You really?
Yeah. And she actually thought of this one like the day after the salt.
Oh my
the
God.
walk for water.
Oh wow.
And she was gonna do it right after, but I convinced her not to because
It was bad.
this one is. If you think that one's crazy, this one's even more crazy.
Oh god.
Can you tell us what?
I can tell you guys, but I can't I can't tell you guys because
It's top secret.
Top
Kaylee's
secret.
mad. It's a surprise.
Is she gonna do it?
Oh yeah, she'll do it.
She's gonna do it. Oh my god. Let's guess. I reckon, but you don't have to say yes or no.
Alright, yeah. I'll try to keep up too.
I would say it would be adding oil to food.
I don't think so, even though that would be cool.
That would be terrible.
Because Nicole just gave it a little bit away and said, I think the water experiment was bad. Is that the one you were comparing it to?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think that was bad,
So it has to be worse than the water.
It has to be worse than the water
Oh
one.
my god, what could it be?
Yeah.
Crazy, Kaylee, crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, these girls, we love them because they raise awareness about real world issues.
Yeah. And they're prepared to do it. Like, how many people would be prepared to do on this lifestyle what Kaylee has done with, the salt, for example? I don't know.
I was in pain. I felt like I was in physical pain just observing what Kaylee was going through physically. I mean, it was terrible. Those, without giving too much away, those stomach cramps. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She was like a different person. She was like a total different person.
Yeah, I bet. Because you get cranky,
Yeah, even her attitude, as you see, and not only physically, but because you don't feel good,
Yeah, no. So are you going to do an experiment? She's like, handball this one to Kaylee.
Yeah, I gotta compete with Kay. I think Haley's willing to do a lot more than I am.
Yeah.
Like putting her body out there. Yeah. I think she's willing to do more than I don't know what I would do. I haven't thought of it yet.
Well, you doing the Ironman is like, for me, on par as painful with everything else.
It required a lot of training though, didn't it? I remember your training schedule seeing it from your vlogs, it was just, you know, an enormous, like an Excel spreadsheet, wasn't it?
It looked full on.
Yeah, it's a lot of training.
What would you say would be like the most important thing that was part of that whole training process? Was it the food? Was it getting enough rest? Was it the consistency?
Was it the mental game?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is mental. Maybe mostly mental. Definitely getting in enough food. Like you notice right away when you're not carved up, when you're not eating. You can't train. You can't do an Ironman like if you're not eating. And yeah, everybody knows that.
Oh, now I've got to jump in there because I have to. Can you share your story?
Which one?
You'll laugh about this. Remember that time when you didn't eat enough for dinner and then you went cycling the next day?
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Yeah, so it must have just happened that during one particular day I didn't eat as many calories as I typically do for whatever reason.
And you actually thought, I remember you saying, well, I'll be fine. Like you thought, I'll be fine.
Right.
It was just only one day, how bad can it be?
So the next morning I set out to climb Doisetep on the bike, as we do a few times a week. And wow, did I notice an immediate difference. I just didn't have it. And reached towards the end, there's a particular challenging ascent. And I got to the top of that, and wow, I was exhausted, and I knew that I looked terrible because there were some Thai cyclists who had pulled over admiring the view at the viewpoint, and they were looking at me struggling to get up this particular ascent. And they actually, when I got to the top, they called out, "Are you okay?" And I was so embarrassed because normally I've got enough energy to get up that quite easily, and this particular day I was just, and it was purely because I didn't eat enough calories the day before. And at that point I said to myself, never again allow that to happen. Do everything you can to get the calories in, because you will pay for it physically if you're trying to reach an exercise goal or something.
And there is nothing worse than having a vegan top on
and
having people say, "Are you okay?" It's like, oh my god, that isn't just, that's not an option.
Not an option. So if that's going to happen to you, don't wear your vegan statement tee. But better yet, just eat enough so it never happens to you. That way you can always wear your tee.
Exactly.
What were some of your motivations, Nicole, for competing in your first half Iron person?
You know what? Kaylee's walk for water was a big inspiration because I was just starting to train right as she did the experiment. So right when she was finished with it is when I really got into it, because she's kind of my coach and she was helping me. So when she was done is when training really started, and I couldn't like you compare it to the Ironman, but I think the walk for water is just like way more.
It was brutal, guys. You've got to check it out. Brutal.
Yeah, way more mind power, way more even physical. Everything about it is just I don't know, so much more powerful. And that was a really big inspiration. And also like just Kaylee is an amazing coach, and whenever I was, sorry, I don't want to say Chris on camera. Do you guys Chris?
Oh, occasionally.
Yeah.
Right, suffering really bad. Kaylee would like remind me that you get to do this. You get to run and walk and train and sweat and feel like crap because you're training so hard. There's so many people out there that don't even have this opportunity.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would always keep me going.
Yeah. How is half the world's population who live on $2.50 US a day or less going to ever think about competing in a half Iron person? All they're focused on day in, day out is how am I going to get enough money, earn enough money to buy my next meal, to ensure my continued survival, to pay for the roof over my head.
They're in survival mode, so they don't have the luxury of training for an event like that.
And we can forget about this perspective, can't we, when we're on YouTube and social media and we live in the West and we have access to internet, and we turn on the tap and the water runs and we've got abundant food and everything. And we can sometimes fall into a trap of thinking that that's how everyone lives. When in actual fact,
yeah.
half of the 7 billion people on this planet are in survival mode every single day.
Yeah.
I think that's, your channel is really good at raising awareness for issues like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's the light cheese?
I'm about to try my first
Oh,
one.
great.
Haven't tried this.
They look super juicy.
Yeah, they are.
If they taste anywhere near as good as they look, they're going to be great.
It's gonna squirt.
Mmm.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
They're sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Very good, very juicy.
I'm standing back just in case you like squint me in the eye or something.
Because they can, can't they?
Oh, yes, they can. Alright, so we've been going for 37 minutes. Again, time flies. We're talking and eating. So we're probably going to keep eating off camera. I think we should wrap it up.
And I'm almost finished too, so then I'll just be sitting here.
Oh. Alright, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you,
guys
Nicole.
so much for having.
That's our pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please check out Nicole and Kaylee's channel, Banana TV. You will not be disappointed. Almost 800 videos for you to
There's
browse.
something there for you to watch. If you've got a question, they've answered it. And we're going to obviously link that down below and also put the links to their various experiments down below so you can go and check them out.
Cool.
We're going to keep eating.
Don't forget to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Share and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, until next time, that going vegan
isn't the least you... Oh wait,
Actually, I normally say it. Don't I? Yeah, I reckon my own line.
Oh.
Going vegan is not the most we can do.
It's the least you can do.
See you next video, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
One of our favourite memories from summertime in Melbourne was going to Twilight at the zoo. Basically, the zoo would put on a barbecue and have a band playing live music. So we would eat one group of animals while being surrounded by another group of animals. This was the biggest disconnection